another human best of one draft. Okay, so we opened up Genesis Ultimatum as our rare. I don't really think it's amazing, to tell you the truth, so I think I'm going to ignore it here and take the Starks. An amazing card for sure. Rock Slide, Rumbler, Auricorn, Deadweight, Essence Scatter. I think this beats them all. So the reason I don't like this card, since we have some time to talk about it, is that you're paying 7 mana to potentially put 2-3 creatures out onto the field and a few lands. But with 7 mana you can usually put 2 creatures out anyway, and it's really hard to cast this. And any sort of like instants or sorceries just go to your hand, so while it's certainly a powerful card, I just don't think I think Starks is better. It kind of does the same thing. Sometimes this gets you a free creature, but this is also a 6/6 body. I don't know. Let me know how you feel about that card in the comments. Here we're just going to take this over Fertilid, even though Fertilid is good and lets us stay in our colors and is good with Starks. This returns a creature to the battlefield for 4 mana. Maybe I talked myself into just taking Fertilid here. I mean, we'll take the Panther. There's no reason to think that we're going to end up in green. It's only our first pick. So, no green cards here that we want. We don't necessarily want to force a cycling deck. And even in a cycling deck, this is still kind of clunky, but I think we're deciding here between Skull Prophet and Grim Dancer. Skull Prophet commits us to black-green, but our other 2 cards are black-green. Grim Dancer is good with the Panther, can bring it back. It's been a really annoying card to deal with, but I think the ramp here in our colors is just too good to pass up. Okay, we're not gonna splash blue for this card. It just sometimes gets you mana from your graveyard. It's fine. You can do it multiple times in the one turn. Like if you have 5 cards in your graveyard, this gets you 5 colorless. But I just don't think we're going to take it here over something valuable like Evolving Wilds or the Whisperer. I'm going to take the Whisperer. Green has decent fixing on its own, and it's a strong card as a 4/4 menace that can make them discard sometimes. Here, it's between Godzilla and Ram Through. I think Ram Through is just a little bit better, as it's a removal spell. You could consider this a bomb, but it's only a bomb at 9 mana. That said, if we can cheat it out with Starks, we would be super happy, but if we can cheat out anything with Starks, we're super happy, so I think basically 2 mana, kill a creature in green, is a lot better. Yeah, we need that right now over that. So I've kind of hated easy prey, and I've really liked the poacher. Like, it just kills a 2-drop. It's not anything exciting, so it's equal trade on mana, or it's 2 mana draw a card. So I'm just going to take the poacher here. I want one of these in every black deck that I play. Just going to grab the rare for the collection here. I do think that's one of the better ones, but I'm not too sad about passing a sandworm. I'm sure I'll get things like that in the future. I'm going to take another removal spell here, although this one is much more situational. Sometimes you're not going to be able to cast it. We are trying to commit to black and green. Do we stay open for white? Necropanther can switch, but the other 3 cards can't. That said, is this card really worth it? Not really. So let's speculate. We'll take this as a decent card to mutate onto, and we're not really happy about it, and we're going to try to get rid of it, but not taking an off-color crystal or anything like that. Forbidden Friendship's a great card. Hopefully our lane is open here. It doesn't seem like it is from the way that these last few picks are going, but I don't think these cards really matter. But if they do matter, then I want early drops and mutate targets. Yeah, we'll take on color crystal. So maybe white-red was more open here. I don't think the power level was necessarily there. This card is really good. Sultai is a supported wedge here, but we're missing out on another really, really great card. Quite a few, actually. We're not splashing that card. This would be only for building collection here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do a competitive draft for you guys and take the lurker just because it's so good. And, you know, that's just a little favor from me to you. Normally I would probably just snap the rare and play a worse deck. Hey, we can play Jegantha, and none of our cards get kicked out by it. So this is incredible. We're really happy to see this pass to us. 3rd pick. So the 3 people in front of us aren't interested in playing red or green. It's really surprising. But yeah, we're gonna just snap that one up, and wow. So if we were worried that we were in the wrong lane, I think that's just been disproven. Maybe going this direction, we're seeing a lot more of our colors than going the other direction, which is going to be bad for the next pack, but yeah, you know, I'm not going to complain too much here. So Memory Leak as a cycler could be good. Impulse, medium, not really what I want to play. The Mole could be good with both the Panther and the Lurker, but the Deadeye is also pretty good. I think I'm going to go the Mole for the mutate synergies as well as the synergies with the graveyard that we have. Wow, people passing companions up. What are we missing out on here? Just a Ikoria aggro squad, so here it's certainly the collection building pick. So maybe this is, you know, maybe this is screaming to us that, hey, red and white, we're open. We could feel pretty bad about that, but, you know, I don't think now is the time to pivot. We might not be getting the best card or even the second best card in our colors in these packs, but we're still getting cards. Alright, so we're definitely companioning Jegantha. We're not going to pick anything that has a double casting cost, so we're happy that we didn't pick the Titanoth Rex from earlier, or the Sandworm from earlier. We're a little removal light here, so I'm going to take the trap over a third mole. And probably wouldn't play either. It really wants us to play this monstrous Sep, so I haven't tried it out yet, and we'll go ahead and we'll try it out. Depending on what the third pack gives us, but all in all, I think we're not worried that we're not going to have enough playables. We're certainly happy that we didn't rare draft that Shark, because the Boneyard Lurker is one of our best cards. And I want to say we're rewarded here. I mean, we're filling our graveyard. This brings everything back from our graveyard. It's easily castable in our deck. We even have the white splashing crystal. We have the Fertilid, so we can put 1 plains in our deck if we really want to, but most of the time we're just going to mutate this, so maybe we don't even need the white. Yeah, I mean, we'd be happy to get another charge, but not even really that excited. I do like the Coil Bug, the combos with our 2 Bushmeat Poachers, and we definitely need early drops, but there's no world that I'd ever pick a bug over this. Alright, looking good so far. So this is going to be over here in our deck, and we're actually only 21 cards deep. Hey, look at this. We're definitely not playing it as a companion, but just a 4 mana 4/5 that makes all of our other creatures cost less seems a lot better than a Naturalist or a Nipper, even though I'd be happy to wheel either of those, and I don't think we will because of what of all these signals we've been getting. So if we're reading the table right, we're going to take this Amori, and then the next time we get the pack back, all that's going to be in here is these two, maybe like a Sleeper Dart, maybe one of these. Wow. Yeah, we're kind of doing it. I mean, this card's really good in our deck too, though. We've got Gemrazor, Lurker, Umori, Cavern Whisperer, Starix, and Biollante, and Jegantha that we always are going to have. So, as much as I want to take back for more here, I mean, we just want to upgrade our land here and also get the rare for the collection building purposes. If we wheel a Symbiote here, we're going to be head over heels, but I doubt it. Like I said, I think our colors are definitely being fought over here. But, you know, even though we don't have a Symbiote, we're still definitely happy to have at least a Brushwag to play and mutate onto. Taking the land for Biollante, like I said, you just want to mutate this. You don't really want to cast it. Even though the mutate costs more, It's just a game-winning play. So, you know, if Blossoming Sands comes back around, I'll take it. So we have 4 of that rare. We don't need to take it here for the 20 gems. Wolf Bear. We only have the 1 human. Oh, 2, 3. So 4 mana, 4/4. We've got 4 mana, 3/4 that fixes. Really need some low-costed things here. I'm gonna take the Mamba as an early mutate creature. Maybe that lets us cut one of these Brushwags. Oh wait, maybe we can't play Umari with Jegantha, so that could have been something to consider there. I didn't even think about that until now. So we're not going to play the Sandworm. That's what made me think about it. Is like, do I want the Sandworm? Not really. I think I'd cut Umari for Jegantha. I think we're just taking extra cards at this point. So, all in all, I'm pretty happy, but I really do think that our colors were being fought over. Oh, here's a pick. So, a human for the rest of our non-humans that grows tramplers, of which we only have the 1. I think the naturalist here, that'll be our way that we can cast Biollante in creature form if we really, really want to. We can do it with the naturalist. I think these cards don't matter. Maybe we have such good graveyard functioning that the moles are good here, better than the Goriacs. Did we have anything worth playing this? Not really. Probably not going to play any of these. Honey Mammoth Wield. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. Unfortunately, we want the low-costed creatures to wheel, but we didn't get that. So, I think I did say if a Blossoming Sands wheeled, I would take it, and I'm probably not playing any of these. Yep, pretty happy with the draft. So we're gonna ditch this, we're gonna play Jegantha, it's gonna kick out Umori and Honey Mammoth, that's fine. Umori's good, don't get me wrong, but we want one of our 2 companions, and I think all of our non-creature spells are a little bit better here. So this looks like the deck to me. Just to humor myself, if we did play Umori, we'd cut Deadweight, Ram through, Charge, Crystal, Step. So we'd have to cut 5. Let me just see what that would look like, just as a sort of experiment here. What would we even put in? So I don't even think we have enough playables to do this. Because what, we have to cut 4 here, we can only put 3 back in. Do we have anything that cycles? No. Could just play an extra land. But we don't need the lands if all of our creatures are going to cost less. Yeah. I think while Umori is definitely nice, it's not worth forcing it here. So we'll get rid of it so that we can play our Jegantha. And out of all these cards, we are already pretty good on the creatures. I think we just want a trick. Or do we put the crystal in so that we can cast this as a creature, maybe? That'll give us 2 sources, 3 with the sands, and then our deck can be 7, 15, 16, 17 lands, for sure. I think we'd actually want 9 forests. So this would give us only 2 sources of playing this as a creature, which I don't really think we're going to want to do that much. You know, the difference between 5 and 7 is only 2 mana. I'd probably be willing to wait 2 turns to flood the field with dead creatures. This is kind of like a non-bow with the Sultai enchantment that if you fuel your mana with your graveyard. So, just something to consider. Yeah, I mean, we've got 18 creatures in this deck. If we really... I think we've got so much mutate that we're going to cut the Goriak, we're going to put in another Brushwag, because the Brushwag goes well with the Enclave. We could spend 7 mana to draw a card. It might come into play, and it's just another early mutate target for these Panthers, Lurkers, etc. And then I like keeping the trick in there. We actually have a lot of trample, so that meant the Trample Mentor could have been really good for us. But let's go ahead and ship this, see how it does. And we'll call this as something to do with our Biollante here. Jegantha's Beasts. Well, they gave Brushwag its own type instead of just making it a beast. It's interesting. So the Starix is a beast, and then the Nethroi is also a beast, and those are probably our 2 best cards after the Jegantha. Sounds good. It's always important to give your deck a good name. It makes you win more. It's science. Up against Strictly Cheese from Platinum. We've got our Skull Prophet. We're gonna keep this for sure. So we've kind of got our turns laid out here. We're gonna play our Skull Prophet. Next turn, hopefully get an attack win with it and play the Mole. Alright, looking good. Mole's gonna fill up our graveyard for the Panther and for Biollante. Gem Razor getting back will be nice eventually. Don't think we need to rush to get back a Naturalist. We seem to be drawing plenty of land. So we are just going to attack with our 3/3 and play our companion. Jegantha, the Elemental Elk. Opponent in Mardu, so let's try to win before they get to 7 mana. Don't want to get our Ruinous Ultimatum. We could mutate Biollante with both Jegantha and Skull Prophet. Actually, just Jegantha now allows it. But is it really worth it? I think we want to fill it up a little more. So why don't we just attack with the Mole? If opponent has a Cycler, he can go ahead and eat it. It's fine. Alright, so we've got 4, 5, 8 power in there. Or we could just play the Panther on its own. Or we could tap Jegantha and play this just as a creature for 2, and then so some really interesting potential options here. Alright, so we tap Jegantha, play this for 2, and then we can mutate this for 4 and still have the big body out of this, as well as get back everything that's in the graveyard. Maybe that's the play here. And even if he kills this, you know, we have future Boneyard Lurkers, so I would love to fill the graveyard with this, though, before we do it. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna hold off on both. We're gonna fill up the graveyard more with the Skull Prophet at the end of the turn. Maybe we'll even get Jegantha in the graveyard, trade it for something, and then we can bring back Gem Razor, Naturalist, and Jegantha with Biollante, and then bring back the Trampler with this. Okay, exiling it sucks. So should have probably done what I said we could have done when we could have. Hopefully we don't lose the game because of it. But yeah, I mean, gonna trade here for the Nipper. It's a really annoying card. And we plan on mutating back all of our cards eventually, so. You get back the Fertilid for free. Alright, sweet. So here, we're definitely doing Mamba. And then... what do we want to get back here? Four, 5, 8, 11. Maybe we don't get back anything. And we just take another 2. Next turn we just mutate Biollante onto it. This card is really Nethroi, Apex of Death. This is just a skin in case you're not aware. Opponent gets back his Nipper. Or the Splendor Mare. Has a first strike, lifelink 3/3. I forgot that it brings it back to the battlefield, so looking back, I think I definitely should have got back the mole. Wasn't really thinking there. So 4, 0, 3, and 3. Lost our Enclave here. Back to 17. Definitely a good card there, to say the least. And we still have our Lurker in the deck, so we could bring it back if opponent kills it. And the Necropanther is going to go on the Fertilid next turn. We're going to make a really big attack. That's going to feel great. Opponent tapped his best blocker here. Feeling good. Hopefully we draw some more spells. We're pretty good on lands. Interesting attack here. He must have removal, otherwise he wouldn't be making this attack. So I'm expecting a Blood Curdle. Maybe I'm just putting that in his hand for no reason. But he's dealing and gaining 4, but losing 9. So best draw on the deck is Boneyard Lurker. The Bonders, what is it? Not sure what the card is named. This is fine too. So here we can attack with these. Opponent's facing a lot of lethal threats. Good game. So we're starting off on the right foot here. I do think that this deck is powerful, especially when we draw our rare cards. I think this is one of the few decks that I would play the Abzan enchantment in. Can't remember what it's called, like Grave Oasis or something. Death's Oasis. Opponent, maybe Just Guy. Feels kind of bad not having any plays right now. Yep, opponent is certainly Just Guy. I think we're deadweighting this Farfinder, as bad as that feels. Just to dodge like a heron this turn. Cloud Piercer, plenty of cards like this. So, we're gonna play Jegantha here, I think. Discarding a card isn't really helping me right now. And, I'd rather them remove the Star, or the Jegantha than the Starix, I think. Although next turn we do have a pretty sweet line of, the Panther into a Mutate. But we're not getting anything back either. Interesting that he's cycling the seas. I mean, I think it'd do fine right now. So we're gonna go ahead and make a use of this. Get rid of their evasive threat here. And then we'll play one of our own. Alright, so we could play out the Starix, we could play out the Whisperer, or we could Brushwag into Mutate and make him discard. But I kinda like the Brushwag as a threat on its own, as funny as that sounds. So, I think that I'm just gonna play the Whisperer. Opponent likely has a land that they can just ditch to the discard effect. I didn't think it was that powerful. And with all the mana that we have, this is really a threat. So, we're kind of happy with how that turned out, even though they played two of their removal spells. We kind of saved some good threats. And I think that I'm playing this and the Poacher. Poacher can turn this into resources. And mutating the Starix onto the Brushwag is going to be really good. They could have Essence Scatter. I don't have any reason to put it in their hand. They haven't had it until now. And this is just going to be a really great turn for me, so let's go ahead and see if we can get it. Alright, a land is not exactly what you wanted, but now I can activate the poacher at the very least. And every draw card is valuable. It draws us closer to our Nethroi, or Biollante. So, we're gonna go ahead and tap this, because he was about to tap it. We'll happily take 3, or whatever he wants to hit us with. Opponent's got 4 mana up, could be Capture Sphere, Rumbling Rock Slide. Looks like just Vulpikeet. Opponent's looking to race. Not sure I agree with him there, but if that's what he wants to do, then I guess that's what we're gonna do. So, do I keep the poacher back as a blocker? He can just cycle and tap it most likely. And it's only saving us from 3 damage. And it makes our thing a pretty lethal threat here. So we'll just do like that, and we're actually just gonna use our mana here to mutate this. Hopefully getting some free stuff. Great. I think that was the right play here. It kind of saves us from a blowout here. So, if they have the double strike effect, they could win here. Okay, so what are we going to try to do here? So we can try to attack and get some value with this. But I do kind of want to leave both poachers back at the same time. For 8 mana. Could pump this once and sack it, gain 4 and draw a card. Okay, now what? I think we let ourselves get killed to the double strike spell here in exchange just for building up the board. We'll wait one more turn until we get this back. We pump it, we win, hopefully. We just have to survive. He put a lifelink counter on it. That's probably the worst possible thing that can happen. So Riel makes all the cycling better too. Interesting. 4 mana up. Not really what we wanted to see here. this. If they want to trade Thundermane for it, they can. And if they want to try to do some fancy double block, I will happily pump it and I think I'm fine trading. I don't really care if I lose that blocker here. But what am I going to do here? Even gaining 3 isn't good enough. Do I sack one bushmeat poacher to another? Or do I grow this to a 9/9 and sack it and hope it for something better? Also do this. Definitely playing with risky biscuits here. Okay. What does that do for us? Not much. If we get all the counters off this thing, it just becomes a 5/4 dud that we can literally eat. So we definitely want to keep 6 mana up. How much do we have? 5, 8, 9, 10 with the profit. So yeah, I mean, this is interesting here. But let's just go ahead and go all out on this Starix. It's got the Necropanther going on too. Alright, so we still have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana up? Wow. I think I'm happy to trade a Skull Prophet for either of those at this point. Alright, now we just have to hope that opponent didn't draw a counterspell. Alright. Got a whole extra turn now, and we've got the monstrous step on our trampler. I think we are doing this here. So 7, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana. We could pump this 3 times. Make it a 15 trampler. If we attack with all 3, we win. So let's do that. Maybe there's some card that I should be playing around here, I'm not sure. Some sort of instant speed kill spell? I don't know. So does this still do it? 9, 11? No, doesn't. Gotta go all out. Wow, that was a great game, Wizard Cat. Definitely a hard-fought win. Let's go ahead and keep it up. Alright, so we're on the draw. 3 blacks. That's it. We've been getting Necropanther in our hand so much, and we don't have any white mana, so we really don't want to see it until late game. I think I'm actually going to mull this. We do have 9 sources of green. This is definitely a tough one. I would hate for this game to be decided by this mulligan here. So, as much as I don't want to risk it, I think I'm going to. Alright, this isn't much better. You could argue that this is worse. But we at least have the green, which is the color that we need to find the black. I think we pitch this and try this out and just hope for the best. Just drawing a black here would be perfect. We could go profit into Gemraiser and we would be super happy. Doesn't look like we're gonna get that, but we can hope. There's a little demon that controls what cards you draw from your deck, and you just have to talk nice to it and say, "Oh, pretty please, can I draw my swamp?" You never want to start cursing out your deck, or else it's just going to start cursing you back. Yeah, that sucks. But I was thankful to get the Fertilid in the first place. Hopefully this means that we're in good terms with our deck and we'll get a black mana sooner rather than later. Like I said, hopefully sooner rather than later. That would be great. Even a force to play the Razor and next turn have Ram through would be good. Thankfully our opponent's got a bit of a slow start, it seems, as well. I think the fact that they were so eager to sack that suggests they have ways of recurring. Hey, we're pretty happy about that. So, what do we do here? We could just play Gem Razor and hope that opponent doesn't kill it. We could play our Skull Prophet and ram through the Coil Bug. Not too excited about that one. So, the highest upside here is if the Gem Razor just is a good blocker. And if opponent removes it, I believe in our deck, and it just means that we'll have Jegantha have one less removal for that. And if we can get Jegantha out, then we can power out this Prophet and the Necropanther, or the Ram through and the Necropanther, for a total of 2 mana. Looks like they have something here. Oh well. Hopefully we'll get it back eventually with Nethroi. Alright, so our deck is giving us a little break here and letting us play Jegantha. Again, hopefully opponent doesn't have removal. But it just is the play with the highest upside. And if next turn we're forced to go Skull Prophet, Deadweight, Ram through, then so be it. But we certainly would rather get rid of this Poacher. The Poacher is the enabler for the Coil Bug. The Coil Bug could always be brought back. I'm looking to do Mamba, Prophet, Ram through next turn. As you can see, he can sack it, and then he can bring it back. It's a total of 8 mana to do the full cycle, but it's pretty good. Alright, so I think that we are just not going to let our opponent get away with this anymore. And we are going to remove this. We'll attack. And we'll play our Mamba and our Prophet just like we planned. Hopefully next turn mutate onto the Mamba, even if we don't get anything back. Well, we get the Fertilid back. So that's good. It'll kill the Coil Bug, and we'll be in good shape. Opponent still has 4 mana left. Could be any number of scary cards here. Rumbling Rockslide, Blood Curdle, another Poacher. Yeah, Mutual Destruction's a good combo with the Coil Bug as well. Okay, so that lines up perfectly for the Dead White. I'll just go ahead and do that. And then, like I said, we will get back our Fertilid. Oh, duh. We could have just used the snake to kill it. This is why I lose games. So hopefully the deadweight being gone doesn't lose us the game, because that was 100% a misplay. So he can get this back for 5 and play it for 2, but he can't sack it right away. Still, it's a decent blocker, as is the pangolin. Yeah, would really have loved to have deadweight for this. So, all in all, it might not seem like a lot, but it's a really big deal. I was just playing loose because I thought I was ahead, and I totally forgot about this ability. And we are ahead, but if we flood out and opponent draws all the rest of his spells, you know, he could easily come back to it. They had an Evolving Wilds, and they're just black-red. I don't think they're splashing anything. But, you know, cards like Obosh, I would have a hard time blocking. Here's another blocker that's probably going to trade for a Panther. So yeah, another great deadweight target here, really unfortunate. But we're going to go ahead and offer the trade, because we just need to put on the pressure. So if they block this, the Boot Nipper on the Fertilid, I'm going to use its ability. But they did the correct block. So we're playing our mole here. If we lose Boneyard Lurker, we're going to be sad. We didn't lose the Lurker, but we lost the Nethroi. And our only way of getting it back is the Lurker, so that now is the best draw on our deck. There's no way of knowing. It could have been all lands on the top of your deck, but of course, really sad to see that nil here. It's interesting if opponent's going to try to kill me with this, or kill my creatures. Alright, the Brush Swag is actually a powerful threat here. We want to keep up the ability to pump it. So we'll just do like this. If opponent wants to trade the Coil Bug, he can go right ahead. Bring it back. If he wants to double block that, I think that's fine too, honestly. Because I want to be able to swing in with the Brush Swag. I don't want him to sack it here and target it here. I want to save it next turn. Okay, so he's going to stop the damage from the Fertilid and kill the Prophet. Maybe I should have attacked with that too. But then I would just be pushing 3 damage. Tough to say here. Really feeling that dead weight because, again, this pangolin, it would be dead by now, for sure, if I had dead weighted it. And then I would be able to do a lot more damage with the Prophet. Yeah, really unfortunate turn of events here. And it is no fault of anyone but me. So, I will never forget the Zygoth Mamba again. I've learned my lesson. Okay, so here he could kill Brush Swag, but he'd have to lose 2 creatures to do it. Alright. just push with our brushwag here. Should have played the land. Just making mistakes left and right here. Could have pushed 3 more damage if I had played the land. It looks like he's going to try to sack now. Oh. Yeah, if we had played the land, we could have killed this. So again, another misplay. And it's really costing us here. Opponent could sack in response to this. And if we had played the forest first, we could do it again. So, this is certainly not ideal. What else in the deck do we have besides Boneyard Lurker that we would like? Auspicious Starks would be a good draw. That card that needs a creature in the hand would be bad here, for sure. Opponent's gonna get in for 6. And next turn, do another 6. If we don't find an answer here, we are certainly in trouble. And that last play with the brushwag could be to blame. Maybe we could be pushing lethal now. But we're pretty far off it. But Blossoming Sands will give us 1 extra turn, hopefully. And playing the poacher could be good here. We just don't attack. We keep up our brushwag thing. If opponent sacks next turn, brings it back and sack again, he could spend his whole turn doing that, and he could kill it. But it looks like he's not going to do that. And keeping it back as a 4/4 might keep him off attacking as well. But yeah, need to tighten up our play here in order to get this win. It all goes back to that deadweight play, because the pangolin must have saved him 10 health by now. And that's certainly not what we are excited to see here. So again, I'm just going to stay back. Now we're on the defensive, as painful as that is. Opponent may try to get the brushwag here, but we have enough mana to do it twice. I don't think he'll 2-for-1 himself here, but you never know. Yeah, that's more like it. So, are we just dead? No, because we can gain life with the poacher. Probably should have played the swamp so we can double pump this and tap this. But didn't think we were going to need that. Not not sure what holding a land in hand does. I was just trying to scare him that we had to play. But it looks like that was the wrong move. Can bring back a nipper of some kind. Scorpion. Yeah, that'll do it. We may be forced to sack here. And then if we do, we probably don't have enough creatures. So this is pretty scary. If opponent attacks all here, I am happy though. Okay, so I block with the brush swag. Okay, I do have the mana to pump this again and sack it, or would I rather just sack the 3/3? That is a difficult question for sure. I think the brushwag, we just have so much mana that it's just better than the 3/3 now. As painful as that is to say, and maybe next turn we just double pump and sack just to gain a lot of life and draw another card, so I'm gonna do it like this. But really not looking to draw any more lands. Unfortunately we do. So 5, 8, 9, 10. Double pump and sack would gain us 7 life, but we would die to the attacks unless we draw a cheap creature to block this. And even if we do, he can get this back, sack it. So, okay, let's say we stay back. What can opponent do? He'll get the coil bug back for 5, play it for 2, sack it for 2, and then we can sack this in response. If he starts sacking these, he could sack this, we tap this, and then in response he sacks the second one. So if opponent plays perfectly correctly, this is the only thing that will get us out of this. And it's another land, so good game. Really unfortunate game for us. Yeah, I don't want to dwell on the misplay too much. For those of you watching, you can just laugh at my mistakes. It's certainly a punt, and it's our first loss. So we're sad, but we're just going to move on. Decent hand here. We got all the colors, we've got plays, and we're definitely keeping. Up against Ikoria, so opponent with a 60 card deck. Certainly not going to win on the mill plan. so we do have to kill him. Yeah, here I really like the dead weight to save us 3 life and get rid of this. It blocks our mole, so it's gotta go. Gonna play our mole. Hope to not mill the Boneyard Lurker, because that's what we use to get things back. Okay. Another Necropanther at the top of our deck. Just can't get away from this card. I said I was going to add another Plains, but I didn't. I think the fact that we're playing the Enclave as a land source, and that we already have this. The one game we have this in the start, we don't get the Panther. So, not sure if our deck is laughing at us or what's going on. I think I need to clear the way here. Gonna Jegantha next turn. If you bounce that with the Orion, it'd put out an extra 1/1. Okay, opponent stuck on 4, it looks like. So we are gonna play our companion. Do we want to trade the mole for the commando? Maybe. Not really. I know we can bounce it with the Orion, but he'd have to make a couple bad attacks to do that. Okay, 1 more mana and we are doing it. So do we try to get them with an attack here in the Blitz Leech? I don't see why not. And then if opponent doesn't want to take the bait, what do we want to do now? Maybe just play this, and then next turn we can mutate, get back 1, 4, 8. 8 power. Or, I don't know. Maybe we just play this. It blocks all the 1/1s, it kills this, like, I don't know. Hard to say. Sure, we would have wished we could save that for that now. It would have made it just a 3/3. Okay, can't mutate just yet. We could draw a card with this and play the Naturalist. So, we're definitely playing the Naturalist. This card has Death Touch. Again, we don't really want to trade for the commando with the mole. I think we're just staying back this turn and drawing cards, hoping to draw into some good stuff. And I don't think we're in any rush. This is a value engine for us here, and it's online. And the best that they can do here is play their Yorion. We have removal for that. I do like getting out the 4/4 now, but no, I just want to draw the cards, I think. Good thing we already cast our companion. Alright. Do we want to go for it? It's a pretty good turn for us. But maybe it could be better. Maybe we're being greedy by waiting though. Who knows? You know, it puts out a 4/4, 3/3, and a 1/1. But doesn't do much else, does it? But then next turn we can mutate onto the gem rate. Yeah, and we have good turn next turn too, so. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's stop talking about it and let's do it. And if opponent wants to trade all his 1/1s or whatever he's got here, he can go right ahead. We'll get it back with the Boneyard Lurker maybe one day. And now his board's looking a lot less scary for the rest of our team. We are gonna mutate onto the Mamba and kill another token. So he can't even do a good Blitz Leech trade for 2 tokens. Pretty happy about that. Seems to be stuck on 4 and just gives up. So, good game. Sorry opponent that you got stuck on mana, it happened to us. We've been there. Do we want to pitch this? Not sure if we do. Seems like it could be a good play with the Fertilid. We don't really have any reason to be in a rush. We've got decent things to do here. Okay, now we kind of do, but I mean, this could push damage for sure, so yeah, I think we'll keep it. This could kill an 8/8, so putting it on a Death Toucher could be great too. Alright, we will go ahead and attack here. Keep up the Deadeye. We'll probably just play it at the end of their turn. probably keeping up Essence Scatter for my Jegantha, but I'll make him play it for this instead. Alrighty. We will just go ahead and do it. Hopefully we get to keep out Jegantha untapped for next turn, make this only cost 2. And then if we draw a land, we could actually mutate onto it. Or we could just use Jegantha to mutate onto the Fertilid. So it'll all depend on how much mana that they keep up. That's unfortunate. I don't think I'm going to play it into 4 mana as much as I... Oh, I don't even have the option to now, right? And I think I just play this. Okay, opponent 3 counters away. They've got a 2/2 draw card. They probably have a trick here, but we're just going to make them use it because we can get the value for the Necropanther finally. Alright, let's try it. Probably going to see a sphere or blood curdle maybe here. Interesting. So opponent's definitely low life. And it looks like they are digging. They're going to bring back their octopus and play it. And 2 counters away now from their 8/8. So that explains why they wanted to trade. Now, if they attack again, it's going to be interesting. Alright, so opponent definitely bought themselves a turn. I don't think that we want to give them another chance to draw here. So we're going to go ahead and reveal our big play, and they can worry about that. End of turn, I'm going to use the Fertilid ability so that I know I can mutate this next turn. Not sure I'm going to do it into all that open mana if Monstrous Step is lethal. So... do we have lethal here? I block with both, or attack with both. He blocks the 5/5. I deal 3. This says up to 1 other creature blocks it. But they don't have to block it by any means. So, yeah. Can't really do anything fancy this turn. He's just going to trade. We're going to push 3, and then next turn we'll set up. Oh, that's right. Another misplay on my part. Really need to tighten up the play. Really need to tighten it up. Once I start getting ahead, I start letting my guard down, for sure. I totally just didn't even think about the 8/8. So we're gonna play the more evasive threat here, I think, and then hope to mutate to kill the Ominous Seas, which is another line I didn't even think about. Although he had the 8th, so it wouldn't have been good there. But nevertheless, I didn't even think about it. All right. So he's got a big 5/2 out there, but I don't think he's in a position to attack. We'll see. Oh my god, that is not good for me. He's gonna get some card advantage here. It goes really well with the Ominous Seas too, so I think I might be forced to mutate it and kill this. Opponent's looking through my graveyard to see what I can bring back. I'm gonna bring back, I don't know. So, what's the correct play here? I don't actually have the mana, so... If I give this 11/11 and I force Luros to block, because I have to kill Luros before I kill the Ominous Seas, which is another thing I just thought about. If I force this to block, they have to block with other creatures, and it's going to be a 2-for-1, so I think that's a good play here. So Luros has to block this, and then it's Menace, so that they have to block it with another one, I'm pretty sure. Opponent's got something? A cycling card, perhaps? Or no, the Poacher, right? Okay, so they could sack the Poacher too. But they can't let 11 in either. So, yeah, they'll probably sack with the Poacher here. Really wish it had trample. But, oh well. I mean, it was still good for us to get rid of that stuff. If he hits us here with the 5/2 and doesn't play another threat, that's pretty risky. Draw one land and we mutate. Get back Jegantha, Necropanther, Fertilid maybe. Yeah, a lot of decisions here. And I'm sure I'm not making the optimal plays. I'm positive about that. Opponent gets back Luros. Can't play it right away, but still. Oh, interesting choice. I mean, they can draw a card now and deal 5, but still quite interesting. I would have expected them to get Luros back 100%. Then again, opponent doesn't know that we're about to kill their Ominous Seas. Okay, opponent opponent was feeling pretty confident about that attack. Do I think I can go one more turn with this? Probably not. So, as much as this pains me here, I think this is the correct play. If he blocks with the 5-2 draw a card, I think I'm trading. Just attacking with that screams 4-2 flash to me, so no blocks. Do I just go for it? They'll have to discard another card. Worst case scenario, they remove this and I still have the 5-5 death touch when I flank out. Not that I really want to block this with it. I think you could argue here to play both of these if we're worried about them having something, which it seems like they do. But, oh well. We just gotta go with it. So, 0. 3, 3, 4, I think, as much as I like Jegantha, just, sorry. As much as I like Jegantha, it doesn't really add up well against this must-block threat. And we got rid of a good card, so here I think it's definitely the flash card. Or maybe, yeah, he was going to do the death touch on this. So this must be something really good to pass this up. Even though he can't play it yet, he's only 1 mana away. So, do we attack with this? And, yeah, I mean, we kill both of opponent's good creatures while he can't sacrifice them. I think he has to block it here. Interesting, so it loses any counters and goes to 3-3. But it doesn't have any counters. And if he wants to block it, he's still going to lose 2 things. So not sure that was the right choice. I think he could have killed the Lurking Deadeye here and would have been much happier. Still have Boneyard Lurker in the deck, so if we get that back, we will be set. Alright. Ram through is great for us here, so let's just go ahead and try it. We'll deal the most damage possible in case of some sort of pump spell. Could have killed the poacher. Maybe that was the right play. Yeah, maybe killing the poacher was better. Okay, interesting. Still gonna attack here with the 4. Opponent probably won't block. And then we will add to the board, even though we might mill our lurker here. Okay, we didn't. So, opponent is looking at a lethal board if he doesn't have anything good here. We will see. Okay. So he blocks the 3-1 here and takes 6. And then he's still dead next turn unless he has anything. So we're sad to trade our creature, but this is called an alpha strike here, and it's something that's very important, knowing when to do it. The odds of him drawing a land or something not useful here is much higher than him drawing something that deals with 2 cards. So we just had to attack, take the bad trade, but push the damage. Yeah, and this isn't going to be good enough. Good game. Exactly lethal. Demo LOC from Platinum. That was a really good game. Hopefully you feel the same way. Oh. Wow. Now I just look like an idiot, huh? I'm sorry, opponent. I really didn't think about that. I'm really off my game this video, apparently. Okay. We certainly got a game again. Yeah, opponent, you're about to hurt me real bad, aren't you? Going back up to 10. How much does our brush swag get pumped? 1, 2 times? Man. Oh my god. That is incredible. We're gonna die so hard here. Okay, what cards save us? Not that. Wow. Can't believe it's about to end like this. I think I'm gonna take one of them, block the other one. Probably ditch the mole. Okay, so that block was pretty bad, I guess. And we are about to lose. So all in all, we certainly could have played this game differently. That last attack was pretty bad. Into the Heron, although we did make them sack the Heron. But yeah, I mean, opponent has 2 of these in his deck and the Mythos, and pulled them right at the last second when he needed it. Or no, he got this back with lifelink, which was the only way that he was going to save himself. So, you know, what was I going to do? I can at least stop him from gaining life here. And lands are not going to cut it. Yeah, neither is that. So let's go ahead and draw. survive another turn if he doesn't remove our untapped Bushmeat Poacher. So we are going to block here and sack that. Okay. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna win, but this is definitely the best hope we have. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah, I misread that. So that's 2, 7. Get rid of the lifelink counter. Play the brushwag that we got back with that other thing instead of something better. Because, again, we are just making mistakes left and right. But definitely in a better position than we were previously. Even gonna try to gain 5 life with this. So, we're not out of the woods by any means. In fact, I wouldn't even say we're winning here, but we're definitely better than we were the previous turn, all due to the Bone Lurker draw. But, you know, we do want to leave this tap up, so we couldn't really gotten much back besides the brushwag, but, you know, 1, 2, 7, 10, power back. Okay. So we're gonna lose Biollante again, most likely. Oh my god, so do we do this? Well, we only have 1 card left in our deck. So, what do we do here? I don't think we can mutate this, or else we're gonna lose if we don't kill him this turn. But okay, let's count it out. So 8/8 on the 5/5, they trade. 8/8 on the 5/2, we lose it, we push. 2/4 blocks. If we mutated this, the 2/4 would block this, so we would still be pushing. Brushwag plus 1, 3, 6, 8 damage. This is hard. Okay, so this goes on to Fertilid here, and then they block boom, 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 taking 5, 6, 7, 8. And then how many times can we pump it? We have 12, 14 mana. This costs 6, So then we should have 8 left to double pump. And this could be our only way of winning. Although we do have one more turn if we don't. Okay, so maybe this turn. We do something like this. And then go all out next turn. Although, I think they have some sort of interaction by now. That's why I didn't try to go all out. We're pushing some damage this turn. I mean, they have to block, they really have to respect this. So, we can pump it 3 times. It's not lethal now, but it would get them down to certainly lethal next turn. Exactly. So I'm going to spend all the mana pumping it, and then they're probably going to sack it. But, oh well. I think this is the only way we stay in the game. And I completely forgot about the sacking for life thing. If we had tried to Alpha Strike, we would have lost 100%. So it's good that we didn't mutate this. Okay. Opponent has 5 cards. I find it hard to believe they don't have anything. Got 10 mana out, so there could easily be a mana in the hand, but yeah. Okay, so this is not a draw effect, so we can feel safe about doing this. And maybe we should have dead weighted there. Wow. What a game. Okay, so redeemed myself for an early good game, but oh my gosh, that was just incredible. That is why Magic is probably the best card game out there. There's just so much going on in that game, such a big swing back and forth and back and forth. I really enjoyed that. Okay, sorry about that, opponent. I had to go get some water. Seems like a fine hand. We'll play our tap land first. We are giving up on 1 point of brushwag damage, but you know, I think that's alright. Maybe I'll eat my words when this game is decided by 1 life point. So, which would we rather them counter? Probably the wag. Lynx lines up pretty good against deadweight, but I think that I'm just going to play the mole. Fertilid, Bushmeat Poacher, and Blitzleech are gone. Pretty good draws. Sad to see them go. Maybe we should have killed this so that they couldn't mutate, but we didn't know that they had that. So here we can get in with Brushwag. Opponent should not block this. If they do, we'll pump, obviously, but I highly doubt they do. They probably just walked away from the computer. Doesn't seem like a hard decision. Okay. A tap creature and another tap creature. Okay, those seem like perfect targets for the deadweight. And then we can also Necropanther onto the Mamba and get the other one. So this is going to be a really good turn for us. Do we want to... Do we want to try to trick opponent into maybe blocking the mole? I think we do. You know, this telegraph's a trick, but oh. Whoops. Did not mean to, Sorry? I didn't know that was a emote. But yeah, I did not mean to, go get the Fertilid back. Kill this. Did not mean to attack with the Brushwag. Totally didn't think about this blocking it. That was pretty stupid. So, we'll see what opponent gets here. The Bant color isn't really supported this set. So I'll be curious to see. I think they're pretty evenly split. Green, blue, mostly white. And okay. So how much do we have? 5, 7, 10 exactly. That's so funny. Oh, the Brushwag too. Alright, let's go ahead and offer some trades here. We could have just done it onto the Fertilid. And then made this a 7/7 Death Touch lifelink. Maybe that would have been better. But, it's going to be pretty hard to get out of this one. Opponent takes all the damage. Alright, we'll save it for next turn, although their blue is tapped, they would have a counterspell. But this is also tapped, they could do like some Divine Arrow thing. Yeah, we'll do it next turn. It's interesting that opponent didn't tap any creature last turn. Seems like they've got something. maybe a pacifism, divine arrow, the exile target tap creature thingy. But yeah, I mean, when we play this next turn, the writing's gonna be on the wall. It's a decent tempo play. They're gonna leave the tapper up. So, let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. We're gonna do it here. Whoops. I don't have the mana. Oh, okay. Well, that makes things a little easier for us then. Let's play this while they don't have anything. Although they can tap in response. Yeah, we're just gonna play Jegantha again. And maybe attack with the 3/3. You know, even if we don't get the Mamba and this value, we're getting rid of this. Yeah, there you go, opponent. Okay, so next turn, mutate onto this using Jegantha. Bring back Blitz Leech, Mole, and Poacher. Blitz Leech and the Mamba trigger can kill this, and then we leave the tapper open. Does that seem right? Or do we get rid of the tapper for sure? Huh. That's a difficult question, I guess. So he's going to bounce another thing. With this, probably Jegantha again, but this is just kind of buying time. It's not really something that I'm scared of. So we're fine here. There's not even an ultimatum in these colors to be worried about. I'm only really worried about something like Glossification on a flying creature at this point. Taking a while to decide what land he wants. Maybe he doesn't realize yet. Okay. Dottie to Hottie from Gold. Doesn't attack. The tapper is holding priority here. A land into Biollante. Otherwise, we just play Jegantha again. Okay, that's an option too. So, 4 mana. That would cost us our turn. But I think it's worth. Just get rid of this blocker. It's been quite annoying for us. Stop them from bouncing our things. You know, this is like killing 3 creatures. Interesting that they tap the Fertilid. I'm not sure if I would have done that. So, opponent may not block, scared of a trick, but you're at 10 life. It's hard to play scared. Take taking 5. And I mean, this is trading off my little mutate pile here. But as we discussed, getting the Blitz Leech back that kills this, and missing out on the Necro Panther value, while not fun, is fine. Not sure if opponent is busy or they are just taking a while to think out their turns, but they are roping us quite a bit here. It seems like a pretty clear block on the 3-3. You almost have to do it at this point. You don't know that I have anything, and I mean, this doesn't save the 3-3 by any means, so thank you. So we will activate Fertilid to guarantee the next mutate for Biollante. It's just going to be that powerful for us. So what are we going to get back here? Blitz Leech to kill the tapper for sure. That's 5. And then maybe 3, 1, and 1. Hopefully no counterspell here. Interesting that he tapped that creature. Maybe they're not paying as much attention as they should, but sure, this can attack into this, but this is about to attack into this too, and it's a much scarier threat. Yeah, not sure. Not sure why they chose to tap to die, but they have a 1-mana cycler in their hand or something. They're holding priority still. They might not realize. I'm not trying to do a bad manners here by doing these little chats, but the roping has been pretty extensive on my opponent's behalf here. I'm just trying to move this game along. But it's well within their rights to take as long as they want. Say the Leech, the Wag, Panther, and the Mamba. We get rid of his tapper for good, and swing out. Oh, it's like going right through. Maybe we could have attacked with this and it would have not let him block because of the time that they were taking. But either way, I think we win here. There is literally no card that they could have. I am almost certain of it. Okay, we are 1 away from diamond rank. Let's keep it up. Okay, we are on the draw. We can play our Brushwag, and that is it. We do have the best cards of our deck. We have the Skull Prophet to get there, but we need the black mana to do that. Still, because we're on the draw, we have the Brushwag. I'm just gonna do it. But there is a very real chance that we don't draw enough mana here, and in that case we are going to lose. So certainly a risky keep, and again, I could be punished heavily for it right here. But all we need is one black mana and we are in business. Opponent with blue-white tends to be an archetype with a lot of flyers and a lot of removal. Yeah, and our worst fears have come true, so, you know, make sure you mulligan if you think that you might need to mulligan now with the London mulligan. Maybe it's just better to mulligan these types of hands. And yeah, we are going to lose here. Almost certainly, just because of all this tempo that we've lost. It's a very tempo-heavy format. He's got two attackers, about to play a third one. We have nothing, and even if we draw a black next turn, we still don't really have much. So we'll do like this, and we'll try to hold it out as a blocker, but opponent's likely going to have Capture Sphere, Gust of Wind, something like that, Rumbling Rock Slide in red, Pacifism in white. And we are at 2. So yeah, it was a good game. There's nothing we can draw here. And really we have no one to blame but ourselves here for keeping the hand. Just want to make sure that there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. Alright, so definitely not ideal, but it was over quickly. 5-2. We made all of our money back, so we're certainly happy. Anything extra on this is definitely extra, but I do think this is a deck that could pull 7 wins. It's almost certainly just pilot error on my last 2 losses. Go ahead and keep this. We've just drawn our Skull Prophet on 2, but even without that, we had our Mole on 3. We had some removal, so definitely good hand. Next turn, we have 4. We could just get rid of the tapper. But eventually Blitzleech will get rid of it for free. So I think I like playing the Mole, playing the Brushwag, and passing. Okay, 2 spells in the graveyard. Nothing we really care about too much. Next turn we have 5 mana. We could potentially be playing Jegantha. It seems as good a time as any to do that. So let's do it. Next turn, 7 mana. If we tap both Jegantha and Prophet. Okay. Here, I think I like attacking with Jegantha. If they double block, we can do some kind of blowout. If they triple block, will still get 2 creatures. Okay, they don't decide to block at all. So now we will just Blitz Leash their Tapper. And then this turn coming up, mutate the Starix onto the Brushwag, perhaps? And we'll go ahead and get rid of this. And then mutate on this. Does opponent have the... Okay. So you ran through my Brushwag, but I still get my 6/6, and I'm still pretty happy about that. If you want to go ahead and trade your Goriak, we can do that. Okay, take 5. Alright, what are we thinking here? We could... So, okay. We attack with Starix, they triple block it, block here, and take 6. That seems fine. Giving it Menace isn't gonna fix that. They do have 1 card left in hand, and I would like to get rid of it, so I think I'm still gonna do it. And just hope to get something good. Alright, got rid of a 3/5 blocker, and we only grabbed a land. So here we will just send... Maybe we send all here. I don't know. This is a tough one. Maybe not the Prophet. I don't think we're too scared to lose this. I think we're ahead and we need to press it. Maybe that was a mistake. I didn't really like that trade, now that I think about it. I just didn't think of blocking that way, to tell you the truth. Yeah, Brushwag's decent. Can't attack. Can double pump the Brushwag, so we're gonna attack with that next turn. Interesting block here because it gets up to 7. So they're just looking to trade with it? Okay. Next turn, send Mole, play Deadeye. Opponent cycling. 2/2 could be a good blocker here. You double block this. I don't necessarily agree with the cycle there, but it's their prerogative. Okay. Could turn this into a 4/4, but then opponent's not going to do what we want them to do. So this this way pushes 3 damage but loses us the profit. Maybe that's not worth it. We just want to do the normal play we were going to do, and then I think that we're just going to play the Gem Razor as another 4/4 creature. We don't need to... Ooh, I'm just kidding. We definitely need to kill the artifact. So, why don't we do that? And we're still happy we did it post-combat, because if we had done it pre-combat, they wouldn't have blocked, and we wouldn't have been able to get the Deadeye play. So, we're definitely doing well here. That is a good blocker against us. But, yeah, let's see here. So we've got 4, 5, 8 mana. If we tap this, 9, 10, 11. So we tap that for 2, we get back the Blitz Leech. And then opponent can't really block. Maybe that's the play? Not sure. Really not sure about that. So... because then we can't attack with Jegantha either. But... I don't know. I'm gonna go on the tank on this one, think about it a little bit. So what else can we get back besides Blitz Leech? We could get back the Starix. And then we could try for a double Starix play, but I think the Blitz Leech lets us, you know, trade favorably with this. Yeah, definitely tough to say. We will spread out our mutate counters, put this under, get back the leech. And opponent's seen enough. Even though I didn't tap this, forgot to do that. Okay, well, good game. We are on our final game here, so we either win it or we lose it. Let's try to win it. This is really interesting. I think I'm going to keep. I only need 1 forest for the Jegantha. And I only need a swamp to be able to mutate this onto Mamba. And we've got Deadweight, we've got Mamba as early plays. Definitely a weird hand, but I do think it's a keep. We'll see if we get rewarded or punished for it. Probably going to use Deadweight on the first thing I see, even though the mutate could do the same thing. Opponent thinks we're black, mono black, black red maybe. But yeah, we're really hoping for a forest. That sucks. Do we trade Mamba and Deadweight for saving 3 damage? Probably not. Opponent's got a mutate deck here with some pretty good fixing, it seems. Yeah, I can feel this one slipping away. Again, you could say, oh, we should have mulliganed, but 9 forests in the deck, we've got to draw it at some time. Maybe I just deadweight it. And I don't worry about trading, but it saves me the life. Eventually I'll get rid of it with the mutate trigger, maybe. So, next turn 4 mana. Can play our Deadeye or our Poacher. Poacher's a good blocker here, so we'll do that. Opponent with 4 colors. Definitely scared of something crazy happening. And they got rid of our deadweight. So we could easily be in trouble here. I think we just play the good blocker, get out the Brushwag. We're hoping to mutate this, not just play it, even though it is cheaper. Probably could have attacked and pushed 1 damage, but I'm not thinking straight. The pressure's on. Okay, they've got a 3/4 flyer now. Really want to deal with that. So let's go for it. I put it on the Brushwag to give it trample because the Mamba effect doesn't do anything for us right now. And then we're hoping to find our ram through, our reveal creature, deal its power, whatever that card's called. What else is good here? Not much. Yikes. We only have 1 turn to figure this out. The +7/+7 trick would be lethal here, though. So I'm not going to get rid of the 6/6, but I think I am just going to draw a card off the Mamba. It's still lethal. Okay. Unfortunately, this doesn't do anything besides give me lifelink. Is it worth it? I don't even have the mana, or do I? Yeah, I do. So if I don't do this, what happens? I just lose? To 6 in the air? Or no, I can activate this. Okay, okay. We're not in panic mode just yet. We will go ahead and get back our card and maybe cheat some stuff out. Okay. And then this had the Brushwag on it? Could we have just won there? 12, 14 damage? Why do I keep doing this? This is really frustrating. So, again, I forgot that this had Brushwag. We could have just won here if we pumped this to a 12/12 and attacked with both. Would have been lethal. Really have no excuse there. Definitely have to remember what creatures you're mutating onto. So again, if we lose this game, it will have been 100% because of pilot error and pilot error only. But Let's go ahead and gain 3. We're dead to a trick. A +3 trick that they could easily have. And then we'd be super sad about that. Okay. And they get rid of our thing. Yep. No one to blame for that but me, for sure. So what can we get back? 6, 3, and 1. We're still not dead yet, but it's close. Really kicking myself for not pursuing the lethal there. I didn't even realize it. So, remember your brush wags. Hopefully we can still pull this one out of our rears from MZ Perks from Platinum. I think we could easily lose, and I think I deserve to lose, but I'd like to win if possible. Opponent's got a full rack of cards. Any sort of pump spell in the air for 3 will again do it for us. So we're gonna go ahead and draw here. Gain 3, just in case of a trick. Okay. Oh no, opponent making a mistake as well. Oh, MZ Perks. While I appreciate you handing me the game back, buddy, you had it. You had to hit over or under. Oh, that must be a really big feel bad for him. Okay, what are we doing here? We'll go ahead and bring back our biggest card. We will get back the deadweight. We will attack. He has to block, so he's down to just 1 creature. Okay. Opponent doesn't know, or they know that we have the deadweight, so that block seems really strange to me. Just gonna go ahead and do this. So, a bunch of lethal threats on the board. Not sure what card they could pull to save them. And yes, we did it. So, MZ Perks passes us back the game, punts it to us. We take it, run for a touchdown, just to keep that metaphor going. We make it to Diamond, go 7-2. Certainly a lot of mistakes were made. Most of them by me, but we still ended up getting there. I think the deck was just that powerful. This card in particular did so much work for us. The Lurker was amazing. Jegantha, every game in our hand is always amazing. The deck decided to be nice to us, give us our lands. So all in all, we ended up happy that we kept that all black hand. Yeah, we've just got good cards here. We never really used this. I think we used this once. Definitely could have used our brushwags better. They've definitely gone up for me now after playing with them. Just surprise lethals out of nowhere. Even late game, you draw your 1/1. You don't expect it to be good, but this one is still a good draw in the late game. So, yep, here's the deck. 7 and 2. Pretty sweet deck. We're going to just go ahead and save it here. And we'll see you next game. Thanks for watching.